Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. In case you're new here, hi, my name is Wabosha and welcome to the Slay Squad. So on this week's video, I'm going to be doing another foundation reviews. I've actually really started enjoying these reviews, and today I'm going to be reviewing something that is not really that new to me, to my channel, or even in the market, and it is the Revlon Color Stay foundation. Now the reason I have suddenly decided to do a review of this foundation is because I have had it for a really long time, and for the longest time just used to sit on like my dressing table and I never used it. But a few days ago I reached out and I loved it, and I was like, oh my god, why haven't I been using this foundation? Like, it's just been sitting there. So today we're going to do a review on these foundations that I can share with you guys my findings. So this foundation goes for 1,800 shillings, and for that you get 30 ml product. You can get it from the 25th Hive on Instagram, and I've also seen them on the shelves at Carrefour, the Revlon shelves. So various Carrefours, you can also get this foundation. The shade that I am in is Caramel 1. This is how the foundation looks like. Like I said, it is not new, hence why you can see it's being used. And when I shade match my foundation, just like Auntie Jackie taught us, we shade match on our chest. So here is the foundation. Actually, let me zoom you guys a bit closer. Okay, so I've had to stand just to see clearly. So there is where I've placed the foundation, and as you will see in a second, it completely blends into my chest. So I feel like it's a very good shade match to my skin. So moving on straight into the review, and first we are going to talk about packaging. So when I got this foundation last year, I believe it did not come in a box or anything. I just got the foundation like this, and when you actually look at the cap right there, it says new pack. So this is their new packaging. It says new pack, same great formula. So the packaging is just okay, which is a bit expected for the price point of this foundation. But the one thing that you have to note is that it comes with a pump, which means that your foundation is very sanitary, and also you tend to reduce the amount of wastage, because after you've used it a couple of times and you clearly know, then you need one pump, two pumps, as opposed to having to squeeze it off a tube or pouring it directly out. Number two, we dive straight into the ingredients of the products, and just like in the lipstick, there are products that we want to look out for in foundations, just because they might not be that healthy to have in the foundations basically. So the first thing that we're going to look out for are parabens, and just in case you do not know, parabens are chemical preservatives, and the reason that you do not want them in your products is because they cause havoc to your hormones. So they mimic estrogen, so basically they just mess around with your hormones. They are also linked to breast cancer, skin cancer, and they reduce sperm count. So when I did check the back of the ingredients of this Revlon foundation, I did find that there are two types of parabens. So it contains methyl paraben and propyl paraben. Of course, I freaked out when I first found this out, so I rushed to check the ingredients of my other foundations, and I actually came to realize that methyl paraben is a constant ingredient in almost all my foundations. And so I went into the internet and did some research just to see why it's so easily allowed in foundations, and I came to find out that the body actually does not accumulate methyl paraben. It actually flashes. Yeah, it actually gets flushed out of the body pretty quick. And also scientists have been doing research on methyl paraben to find out if they can cause any harm to the human body, i.e. give you cancer, and so far results have been inconclusive, so they are still being permitted in products. So in as much as scientists have not really found enough reason to deem these two parabens unsafe in cosmetics, dermatologists still do not recommend using products that have a high percentage of these two parabens. So even for example, if you use this foundation that contains a paraben, don't add another ingredient on top of it. I mean, like another product on top of it that has a paraben, just so that you can control the percentage a bit. And also, if you look at the packaging, they are the last two ingredients listed, and typically ingredients are listed in descending order with regards to percentage. So I assume that it's a small percentage used that is safe for the foundation. The other thing is, if you're pregnant or lactating, you might just want to all in all avoid using products with parabens in them, because like I said, they mess up with your hormones, and lactating and pregnant women are more prone to estrogen related issues. So now moving on to the ingredients that are good for you, and like I said last time, usually long wearing cosmetic products usually contain either silica or silicone, polymers or copolymers, and usually how to identify them, it is a long name with sil somewhere in the middle. So when I checked the ingredients of the foundation, it actually does contain 3 such ingredients, but the one that caught my eye is the third one, and it has a really long name, so I'll just put it right here because it's a bit difficult to pronounce. And the reason that it caught my attention is because of its characteristics. So it has characteristics such as UV protection, water resistance, transfer proofness, and also long lasting. That's when it's used in cosmetics. So I'm actually, I don't know, like I'm surprised that this were not used as marketing, you know, forms for the foundation, because nowhere does it say that the product is waterproof or if it protects against UV rays. So that is also something to note, that in as much as those are characteristics of said polymer, the foundation does not claim to provide you with these things. So now we shall move on straight into the wear test. So this is how the foundation looks like, and the bottle says that you should shake well before applying. Apply to one area at a time, blending quickly. So if it says blending quickly, it means that it might be a quick drying foundation. Remove with facial cleanser. So I'm just going to give it a good shake. And then we're going to start with one pump. So I'm just going to put a pump on the back of my hand. That is the size of one pump. And I'm going to just put the entire pump all over my face. So that is how a pump looks on my face, and as you can see from one pump, the coverage just looks okay. So I'm going to keep on adding foundation just to get a bit more coverage and to also see if it's buildable. So this is the second pump that I'm going to be adding on. So that is the second pump of foundation, and honestly I don't really need any more, but I want to see if you have dark spots and you really want to build this on, how far you'll be able to take it before it gets cakey. So I will just add one last final pump to see that I honestly, like I've said, do not need to add. So this is how the foundation looks like. As you can see, it has blended really nicely. I feel like I look flawless. I actually really like how it is blended in, and I didn't use any primer just because I normally use a really hydrating primers, and sometimes glow can be confused for oiliness, so I just wanted to really see how the product performs by itself. The only area of concern I have is my forehead, because like I said, I do have dry skin and this foundation is formulated for combination oily skin. So on my forehead, I don't know, I feel like some areas just like around here and here at the center without my primer look a bit off. So now we're going to test out how it performs with other products. I'm going to do some light highlighting and contouring. So under my eyes, I'm going to go in with this Maybelline concealer. And as well as around my perimeter of the forehead and a bit on my cheeks. So under my eyes, the concealer is actually blended in perfectly. I'm just still having a bit of trouble on my forehead because it almost seems as if, I don't know how to explain it. It's like almost the concealer, as I was blending it in, took off some of the foundation underneath it. Now I'm currently just trying to fix it a bit because it looks patchy in some areas. And I'm 100% sure this is because I skipped the primer step, because like I said, I've been using this foundation the last couple of days and I've never seen it doing this. So maybe I should just stick to using my primer. And also, if you have dry skin, you might as well want to pick up a primer that's a bit hydrating for you to pair with this foundation. So lastly, I'm just going to set everything in place with my powder. I am using Revlon Color Stay powder in the shade Caramel 1 as well. So I'm just taking a big powder brush and setting my entire face. So just to hydrate my face a bit, I'm going to go in with my Mario Badescu Rose Water. So this is our final result after powdering and spraying it down. I really like the fact that after spraying the rose water, especially my forehead, it stopped looking and feeling really dry. So I really like that. That was an easy fix. But other than that, the finish is honestly so beautiful. In the fact that it's a buildable full coverage foundation, you don't really feel like you have a lot on the face, and also it doesn't look cakey. It just doesn't look like you slapped on a ton of foundation. And not that I have three layers of foundation, and it still looks like just one nice blended layer. So I really like that about this foundation. So now we're going to check if the foundation transfers. I have just washed my hands, and one thing that I want you guys to see, I washed my hands and the back part of my hand where I put the foundation still has product. I didn't wash it with like soap and water, I just cleaned with like plain water, but still it's impressive that it's still on there on the back of my hand. So I'm just going to, not gently but very aggressively, tap the side of my face and see what product comes out. There's actually nothing. Oh my god, look, it's completely clear. Going to do it again on different sides, and still my hands are completely clean. Okay, so I'm still extremely shocked that my hands are completely clear. So I'm going to use a white piece of paper just that we can see it a bit more clearly. Oh my god, guys, look, no transfer at all. Oh, look. Oh my god, I am so shocked. Okay, focus. There we go. The white piece of paper is completely clean, you guys, on both sides. Like, look, let me just do it once more because I'm also oh my god, wow. Okay, yeah, at least finally I've gotten something, but it's still not that much. You can see a tiny bit right there that I feel like the camera is not picking up. But you guys, that is awesome. So I was right, that second ingredient actually is transfer proof. So now you know what to be looking for in your foundations if you want zero transfer. So the next thing that I want to check for is transfer proofness, and because realistically you wouldn't be dunking your head in a bucket of water through your day-to-day activities, I'm not going to do that. The most that would happen is, let's say, rain. So I have my spray bottle in here and it has just kawaida water. So So what I'm going to do is literally drench my face and try to mimic like a downpour, like when it's really heavy rainfall, and we'll see what happens. I actually am scared more for my mascara than the foundation, but let's see. Okay, so at this point you can see my face is clearly dripping, and this is how we look like. So I'm just going to fan it to dry. We'll see if we have any foundation underneath left. Guys, I'm actually taking a really long time to dry.
One eternity later.
Okay, so I literally had to take a break for my face to dry. My eyebrows are still wet though, but I think we can continue the rest of my face. So I just really want to check if the foundation will transfer now, because clearly I still look okay, but and see if the water... Nope. Look. My piece of paper is still white, like there's not a single shade of brown in it. I'm honestly so impressed, so impressed right now. Okay, so this area on my chin, I can still feel like it's a bit wet, so I'm going to check if that will transfer. Yep, that has transferred a bit. So if you tap it before it dries, then you will transfer. So I guess the trick is just letting it naturally dry. So let me try and focus and show you guys. So you can see right there and there and there. So I guess if you happen to get rained on, don't let nobody touch your face, because that's how the product will lift. So last but not least, we can get into the product claims. So number one, flawless look. Clearly you guys saw after applying the foundation, it looked flawless. Even right now, I feel like my skin is all even and one-toned. So yeah, I think that is true. Lightweight feel. Even after 3 layers of foundation, I definitely do not feel heavy. My face feels really light. And the last one is wears up to 24 hours. Now see, I do not sleep with makeup, so I wouldn't be willing to test that one out. I would do like an 8-hour wear test, but honestly guys, it's already like 8 p.m. so that wouldn't be possible. And also I've already messed with the foundation by putting so much water on my face, so I feel like the results that I'd get wouldn't be 100% accurate. But maybe if you guys would like to, I can do a wear test on a different day during a vlog and take you guys along with me to see how it will perform. So final thoughts, would I use this foundation again? Definitely yes, especially after how I've seen it does not transfer. Like literally I'm still shook by how transfer proof this foundation is. So I'm definitely going to be using it, especially when I want to look bit you know, I want a bit more coverage than what I'm used to getting with my Maybelline Fit Me. That is when I'll definitely be grabbing this foundation. But for my dry skin, I will be also definitely adding a hydrating primer underneath, because wow, actually after all that water on my face now looks really hydrated. But because I can't be drenching my face like that every day in the morning, I'll just be using a primer underneath. So yeah, I really love how this foundation has performed. So that is it for this week's video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and if you're new to this channel, please subscribe down below for new videos every Mondays and Thursdays. Always remember to work hard and have good intentions. Until next time, bye guys.